Welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited for this range video. It's going to be a Weatherby featured video. What you guys are looking for is how does my 300 Weatherby shoot the 200 grain Terminal Ascent. I had a viewer that reached out to me and sent me 100 200 grain Terminal Ascent bullets. And I love the idea of this bullet. I've just never been able to reload them. And so this is a really cool opportunity. So I've loaded up some in my 300 Weatherby. We are using reloader 22, and I'm hoping to get at least one sub MOA group. I'm also going to be doing the Little Crow's Gunworks ladder test method. That should be interesting, and hopefully we'll get something good from the 340 Weatherby with a 250 grain Akibon today. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. .300 Weatherby Terminal Ascent.
Right below it, just half inch or so.
What's your Bluetooth or Venmo? There it is, right there.
Dead center. Right,
That's not good.
right through it.
Oh, it went real high.
Inch and a half high, too, maybe.
All right.
I want to stay in my pajamas all day today.
I see I have an optic.
Yeah, I'd recommend getting my plug.
Hey, Hot Pass, you need to go down?
Can I shoot one more?
Yeah.
Well, that's not it. All right, we are back from the range, and overall, I'd say it was decent success with the 300 Weatherby. We did get one sub MOA group, the first one. Now, if you remember, the velocity that I showed you right at first was like 3,063 feet per second. The other two I did not show. They were in the low 3,000s, so that's a little concerning. The ES of being like 60 feet per second. But yeah, so I might need to mess around a little more with this load. But, you know, averaging around 3,030 feet per second, and it's a 3/4 inch group. That, yeah, I would definitely use that for hunting. Again, not a fan of like 60 ES though. So I went up 1 grain, and we were averaging probably around 3,060 feet per second, but we had, this was that second shot, and there's the third, first, almost a bullseye. I'm thinking I'm gonna cut it in half and go in the middle between this one and this one to see if we can get better ES and to get a good group. The last one, this one was definitely over pressure. It's definitely not going to try this one again. I had these first two, and then this third one was way low, so not good at all, but it averaged around 3,115 feet per second. So, hey, I'm happy. I got one good group. In my last range trip, I have a pretty darn decent load with the 340 Weatherby and the 250 grain Akibon, but it was going much slower than I ever expected. And so I really wanted to push this a little faster. I wanted to get up towards its max to see if we can still get some decent accuracy. Now, no, this is not a 10-shot group. This is a ladder test. I'm trying out the Little Crow Gunworks ladder test method. So what we do is test where it's hitting on the cardboard box and what velocities it's getting. So my lowest, this is actually the load that did pretty darn well. That's number 1. And that was almost 2,800 feet per second today, almost 2,800. And then what I'm really looking for is where is this happy little spot? And so what it seems like is load 2, 4, and that's actually 6. 5's over there. And so what I want to try going forward, I definitely want to try a load at 6. And at 6, we were getting 2872 feet per second. It's pretty darn close to the velocities I wanted. 8, we got our fastest velocity, 2917 feet per second. I'm tempted to try it, but it does seem like it was a little off from everything else. But I got a decent idea of where this bullet is going to shoot well in this load. Definitely not at the upper limits of the velocity. Kind of what Little Crow Gunworks talked about is when you're usually getting up towards high pressure, your group kind of goes to crap. So definitely going to be trying 4, 6, and 8. 4, I think the velocity was 2836 feet per second, and this was 2870. So yeah, I've got somewhere to go from here now. One last thing, I just want to show GRT with this 300 Weatherby. Now GRT is great, but again, you do have to take things with a grain of salt. You obviously have to go out and test it. You just can't take GRT's word for it. But it seems like GRT and my 300 Weatherby are just about dead on. So again, for those that are not familiar with GRT, you put in your case volume where you're going to load it at your length, your barrel length, the projectile. Now we were using a Terminal Ascent. I try to use something somewhat close to the Terminal Ascent, which is the 200 grain LRX. Then we look at the powder. Let's see. Reloader 22, doing 77 grains, which according to GRT is really at my max. And look at that. It was going 3,029 feet per second. At least that is what it predicted. And I think I averaged around 3,030 feet per second. Yeah, that's pretty darn close. And so it looks like I am really around my max for this Reloader 22 load. This one that shot 3/4 inch. But it's pretty cool when GRT does match pretty well with your rifle. It doesn't always do it, but I guess I'm pretty lucky with this one.